So, Digging Deeper, episode 2, and we're turning the tables today. I'm hosting, and we're graced with the presence of street manager, project manager, Toby. Toby, I've been hearing some things, and I try and stay out of it, but what's all this access to street manager stuff that's been going around?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we take data privacy very seriously here, and it's not just because of GDPR. It's because we want the system to be safe and secure. It's cutting edge technology anyway, so we just want to make sure everything's locked down and controlled, and your data is secure. And one of the ways we do that is through various controls. So we have terms and conditions, which I'm sure most users will know about because they have to sign them. And one of those terms and conditions is that you shouldn't add anybody as a user, if you're an admin, unless they work for your organization or they are contracted to do work for your organization. So this just means that only people who are kind of creating data can add data under your kind of organization's banner into the system. There is, when it comes to API accounts, what we'd like you to do is if you use a third-party kind of provider to access Street Manager, you can create an API user for yourselves, and that will obviously give you your API credentials. You can give those credentials to the service provider so that they can reach into Street Manager for you. But what you shouldn't be doing is creating credentials for that third-party service provider so that they have their own kind of autonomous access. They should only be able to kind of access on your behalf. And again, this just means that we know who is in Street Manager. We know that anybody who's in Street Manager is complying with our terms and conditions and has agreed to them, either themselves or their organization has agreed to them. And it just means that we can make sure that everybody can be kept in the data privacy bubble that Street Manager has.
So, all queries to streetmanager@dft.gov.uk and address your emails to Toby. Now, we have also been talking this week about open data and free text on fields and stuff. Can you elaborate on that a touch as well?
Yeah, so at the moment, you've got some free text fields like work description, works location description. They are not currently open data, but GDPR is all encompassing, as I'm sure anyone who has worked with it will know. And one of the things we have to do is the right to be forgotten. Anybody who works with a service that operates in the EU can contact the service owner and say, please delete the data or give me the data that you have on me. So we have our databases set up in a way that we can do this. However, we have some free text fields, and these are for works description. These are for works location description, for example. One of the terms and conditions we also have asks that you do not put any personal data into these free text fields. One of the reasons for this is, should this ever become open data, obviously we need to make sure that personal data isn't opened up. But the other one is, of course, for things like right to erasure, it becomes a lot harder for us to erase that data if it's kind of hidden into a free text field. So the terms and conditions state that you shouldn't use any personal data. Instead, you should use terms like the inspector or the resident, that sort of thing, when referring to people who live near the works or something like that. You can put an address into those free text fields, so you can say outside of number 77, but you just can't identify the name of the people who live there. You obviously can't put any contact details such as telephone number or an email address or anything like that. So it should just be a description of the works and a description of the location without any personal information included.
Thanks, Toby. As anyone who knows me, I'm super passionate about the right to erasure. Bronski Beat, Depeche Mode, all manner of early 80s electronic combos. So I'm glad you're all over that. So that's episode 2 of Digging Deeper, guys. And we'll see you next time for a bit more. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.